Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video is super exciting because not only am I trying out a brand that is new to me, but this is a collaboration. And obviously you saw by the title, but we are here to play with the Hela palette. This was Odens Eye in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist, or Angie here on YouTube. This is the outer packaging, stunning, definitely keeping it. I love how it's like black and white, but you have the accents of gray and even some like of the yellow and red tones in here. It's absolutely stunning. This is what the palette looks like right here. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've probably already seen swatches, you've probably already seen the inside of the palette. I'm gonna have Angie's video listed down below, probably a couple of her videos. I think she did some looks, and she also did like an announcement video where she talked about the palette and the eyeshadow shades and everything. So I will have that linked down below, but I thought it would be fun to play with this palette here. If you are not new here, you know I am a neutral lover to the core, so this definitely is a little bit more outside of my comfort zone. So I wanted to see if a neutral lover could indeed enjoy this palette here. So this is the first look that I created. You will see this right after the intro, and I'm planning, because I haven't done it yet, tomorrow to film 2 more looks, one on each eye, and kind of play with some more of the shades. But overall, I'm really digging this look. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you'd like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. But without further ado, let's figure out if a neutral lover will love this palette. Let's jump into the first look. Okay, I'm super excited. This is my first time to film with the palette, and so I'm going to do a pretty typical Kelly look. I'm gonna stick in my comfort zone with this look and just kind of play with the palette, get some first impressions. I'm thinking we're gonna hang out like in the green, brown, neutral family and create a nice, simple look for myself. Now also, I feel like my lighting is a little bit dark. I have the windows open, but it's dark and dreary today here in Houston. So we are going to dip into this palette. I did prime my eyes already the way that I normally do with my Vive Eye Wand in the shade Vanilla, and I took some Vanilla Bean from Makeup Geek and put it in my crease up to my brow bone. So I think the first shade that I'm going to take is going to be this one right here in Underworld, and I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush. I need to wash my brushes. This is the Tapered Blending E40 by Sigma. Dip it in. Tap it off because it looks like I got quite a bit. And put this right in the crease. This is my first time to play with Odens eyeshadows. They've been on my list. I've been wanting to try them out. I just haven't gotten around to ordering anything. So I was super excited to see Angie collab with them. I have so many friends who really enjoy their formula and their shadows, and I thought this would be a fun way for me to play with them, support a content creator that I love, and try out some new shades. You know, this is not like a typical Kelly color story. I stick to my wheelhouse, so this will push me out of my comfort zone a little bit as well. Okay, so then what I think I'm gonna do is go in with a more tapered brush. This is the BK Beauty 202, and I wanna get some green in there. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here in Moss. This is more of like an olivey green, whereas Underworld you could see was a bit yellow, and I feel like by putting this in the crease, it'll help to pull in a little bit more of the green, because I am going for a green look here. I like the Underworld color because it's a really nice transition, I feel. It'll look good with the greens, but I definitely want this to be more green than yellow today. Now, if you wanted to be more fun and adventurous, you could use this shade right here to kind of like deepen up the outer V. But because I'm gonna be boring and neutral with this first look, I'm gonna go into this one right here in Decay. I want to get my BK Beauty 207 brush. Let me just wipe it off in case it's dirty. And I'm gonna take this brown Decay shade and just put that right here in this outer V. Now the thing that I like about this is in the pan, it looks like it's gonna be pretty brown, right? But the way that it's mixed with the other shadows that I have, it is pulling like more of a mossy green, which I love. So it's really gonna complement this green look, I feel. So one thing that I'm really excited about with this palette is I feel like from here, there are so many things I could do. So honestly, I could take any of these greens and put them on the lid, but I also feel like I could even take Hellfire. I feel like I could take River. Like there's just so many options. I feel like I kind of want to go with the green vibe, but I feel like Hellfire is speaking to me. If I do go in with greens, do I want to take like the bright green and the light green? Do I want to do like the mossy green? I have to see. But the thing that I like about this palette is I don't find myself to be a very creative person. Look, I could even take that one. That might be nice. I don't find myself to be a very creative person, but I feel so inspired when I look at this and the different shades. And I think Angie and Odens Eye really did a great job with the color selection and just the placement of the shadows. I'm definitely feeling very inspired. I thought I was gonna do like this green on the lid, but I wonder if I should do this shade. Let me swatch them both. Okay, so we have this one right here, the green in Fluorescence was what I was thinking, but look how pretty this double-sided is. Oh my gosh. I could even do this one like in the middle and then Fluorescence like on the inner corner. Maybe I'll try that. Now I am going to be spraying my brush. I'm using the BK 203, my go-to. I'm gonna spray it with Fix Plus because I do that with every shadow anyway. So first we're gonna go into the green Fluorescence shade. So pretty. It is this one right here on the top. I really liked the texture of it when I was swatching it. That was the first time I had swatched it and it feels so creamy and smooth. I really liked it. I'm gonna use the little mirror in here. Kind of place this. I have really small eyes, but I'm gonna try and place this like in the middle. I don't wanna go too far on the outer part. I might have to go in with that deep shade in Decay again, but I don't wanna go too far on the inner part of my eye either. So I'm gonna try and like hang out in the middle. It honestly might be easier just to take my finger and do it that way. I don't typically like using my fingers, but because I'm trying to get in such like a small area, that might be more helpful. I'm not really having any fallout, which is nice. I did do my face first, which I normally do. I mean, I was gonna say for this video, but it's pretty typical for me to do my face first anyway. And I'm not a huge fan of fallout, so I really like that I'm getting minimal fallout as well. Now before I go in with that inner corner shade, I do want to take Decay a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of go back and forth so that we don't lose the depth that I have in the inner corner, and I'm going to try and like marry those two shades. Like I said, my eyes are pretty small and I don't have a ton of space, but if I build this up a little bit and then just without adding any more product but taking the 203 that I was using and try and like mesh them together, I feel like it'll create a nice vibe here. Okay, so I'm honestly just gonna flip this brush over and go in with this duochrome and try to keep it like right on that inner part. I'm going to spray this one as well. So I'm just going to press this right here. Ooh. That is gorgeous. Look at the shift. Can y'all see that? That actually looks really cool. Even on my small eyes, where I feel like I don't have much room, just the gradients from the duochrome into the green, into that outer corner Decay shade. Oh, I love this. I feel like that is stunning. I'm gonna take my pinky and just press right into that inner corner. I really like that. I hope the camera's picking it up. Okay, I'm actually really glad I did that. That wasn't initially what I was thinking about doing when I was thinking of this look in my head, but I really, really like that. So in an effort to use more shades, I'm just wiping off my pencil brush by Sigma, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here, this neutral shade in Wolf. I think that one's Wolf. I was like trying to read it upside down. It's just like a brown neutral shade, and I'm gonna use this to smoke out the lower lash line, but then I do wanna go in with that decay and concentrate that on the outer V to kind of marry like the top and bottom together. And then what I'm gonna do, because my battery is flashing at me, so I'm gonna do this, take decay, put it on the outer corner, figure out what I wanna do on my inner corner, mascara and a lip, and then I'll come back to show you the finished look. Okay, so here is the finished look here. What I did on the inner corner, I actually saw, I'm pretty sure I saw Heather Austin do this. I took the matte yellow shade. I normally go in with like a very sparkly inner corner, but I thought with the duochrome and the green that we had on the lid, I would do a little bit of a matte inner corner there. So we're really happy with how this look came out. I do have Colourpop Cool BFF lip liner on, which made my lip look a little bit more grayish. And then I topped it with my Makeup by Mario lipstick in the shade Brielle, which is more of like a warmer mauve toned shade. That looked super matte, so I took a little bit of the Ofra Samantha March Millie Gloss and topped that on the middle. And here is the finished look right here. Let's jump into the next one. Okay, so we're back for two more looks. I have an idea of what I want to do. I know I want to use this Hellfire shade. I think I might want to do some sort of like green combination with it. And then I know that I want to use this with like the pinks or maybe like this trio right here. So we are going to play around. I'm going to do one look on each eye and get some more use out of this palette. I'm going to start with the same Sigma E40 fluffy brush, and I'm actually going to go into this light pink shade here. And I need to remember not to do this to both eyes. And we are just going to use this to buff out my crease. I am not trying to be precise, but I do want to build this up and blend it out. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this Morphe Y19 crease brush, and I want to take this shade right here in Soot, and I want to take that on this fluffy brush and kind of put it like more so on like the outer part. Whoa, that's super pigmented, especially for this to be a fluffy brush. But I want to take this like on the outer part. And the reason why I was choosing a fluffy brush instead of the dense brush that I normally use is because I knew that this looked super pigmented. And I just want to get it like right in this outer corner and build it up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to take this in the crease too much, like maybe right here in the outer part of the crease. But I kind of want to concentrate this right here. And I can see that because this is a fluffy brush, it's actually not getting like right in my creases. So we will go into my normal 207 from BK Beauty and just kind of hit up those patchy areas. They're not patchy because of the shadow. They're patchy because of my technique in the brush that I used, but I'll pat that on here. This was way more pigmented than I expected, and then I will blend it out with that fluffy brush. So then I think I'll take a pencil brush from Sigma and also go into that Soot shade and focus it just on the outer part of my lower lash line. I don't normally put pinks down here, but we may go in with that light pink shade just to blend it out a bit too. I'm not gonna take it all the way into my inner corner because I feel like I already have small eyes that'll make it look like even smaller, but I do wanna connect what I have going on here. I need to clean my brushes for real, especially after playing in these beautiful, colorful shadows. So then I want to go into this beauty right here with my BK203. This one's the travel version because now I have two of them. I mean, I probably need to have several of these. I'm also going to grab my Fix Plus and spray my brush, and then we'll apply that on the lid. I do want to say, I feel like this shade River did not pick up the best on this brush from what it looked like, but maybe I'm wrong because you can definitely see it on here. I don't know if y'all can hear the chaos of my dogs outside, but I'm actually going to take my finger as well. Finger may be the best application with this shade. I didn't have any issues with the shimmers that I used yesterday. I don't know if this is a different formula. This one almost looks like maybe it's more of a topper shade. And I'm definitely getting some fallout with this one, so beware of that. But it looks like a beautiful shade. Actually, I bet that this shade would be really beautiful if you just put like soot all over the lid and then took River and put it on top. I bet that would look beautiful as well. But there we go. And then I think for the inner corner, we're gonna take that double-sided duochrome, pop that right there. For a little pop, that's one look, don't worry. Don't worry. We will finish up with mascara, but let's do the other eye. Now I need to brainstorm what I want to do with Hellfire. I thought I knew, but then after doing the mattes yesterday, I just kind of like it got my wheels turning. And I'm like, what do I want to do? Originally I thought I was just gonna do pinks and just do straight pinks across, but we have the pinks over here. So do I do more greens? That might be what we do. Okay, let me go back to my crease shade from yesterday, 202. This moss shade right here. This was like the greeny shade. And put that in the crease. And I'm using this pointed brush to really build up the pigment, but I am going to like blend it up a bit. I think we're gonna go for more of like a green crease vibe and use that deeper greeny blue shade as well. And then pop Hellfire on the lid. So then I'm gonna go into the matte yellow that I used on my inner corner and just a big fluffy 201 from BK Beauty and just kind of put that right on the top because I like a really super blended look and I feel like that'll help create a gradient look by my brow bone. Sorry if you can hear my husband. Pretty sure he's on the phone and he talks so loud. I wonder if the camera's gonna pick it up. He's so loud. Okay, so then going in with that same BK207 and this deeper shade right here. And this time, we will put this right here in the outer V. This is just the technique that I feel like works best for my eye shape, is to do like a crease, blow it out a little bit, deepen up that outer V. And this will also create like more of a green blue look. I also wanted to try as many of the shades as I could. Then going in with my pencil brush and that same deeper shade, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other side where I take this in a little bit, but not all the way. And then I'll probably go in with that yellow shade. No, that might be too yellow. I might do that green mossy shade to try and blow out the lower lash line a little bit more. So then the same thing, the BK203, but this time Hellfire, and again, spray it with some Fix Plus, and we'll see how that looks with the greens. So here, ooh, that looks beautiful. It honestly doesn't even look super pink or peach, and I think that's because I paired it with the greens. If you paired it with the pinks, I bet it would look more pink, which actually is amazing. It makes this so versatile. But because I'm pairing it with the greens, it's almost pulling more of like a yellow-green shade. That's beautiful, but now I feel like this look looks pretty similar to the look that I did yesterday. But that's okay. I love a good green look. And we just changed up the lid shade here. We'll do the same thing on the inner corner, and then I'm going to hop off, do some mascara and a lip, and I'll show you the two finished looks. Okay, so here is the finished look here. On my lips, I did use one of my favorite like nude combos. It's the Juvia's Place So Rare Lip Liner and Beach Babe by Tarte that created this like ombre nude lip here. So if we look at the two looks, here is first one, or I should say the second look that we created, and then I apologize that this one looks very similar to the first look. I did not intend it to be that way, but it just so happened. So let's go ahead and zoom out, and I'll let you know, as a neutral lover, what I think about this palette. Okay, so now that I have had some time to use this palette and create a few looks, I did use several of the shades. I didn't use this shade right here in Venom. I didn't use Golden Bridge. Actually, I feel like I probably could have created a really nice neutral look with just like Wolf and possibly Moss and Golden Bridge, or Wolf, Underworld, and Golden Bridge. You probably would have gotten like a greeny gold vibe. Probably should have done that because now I ended up with two green looks, but I also did not get a chance to try Complete or Goddess. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that I did not get a chance to dip into. Now I thought the mattes were super blendable. I thought that they were very creamy. You definitely got some pigmentation. The shimmers that I tried and even the shimmers that I touched felt super nice, super creamy. This one right here in River felt like more of a topper, but that's okay. That one just applied better with a finger than a brush. But overall, we all know that I am a neutral lover. So what do I think as a neutral lover using this palette? First of all, I think there are a lot of options, which I think is great. I think the layout was great. I like that there are some comfortable neutrals that my eye is drawn to right away. And then also greens feel safe to me, pinks feel safe to me. Ideally, I would have liked for this to be a little bit more pink or just different than the first green look that I created, but that's all on me because it speaks to this shade Hellfire. When using Hellfire with the greens, it kind of pulls more of like a lemony orange shade, and I'd be willing to bet, I'll have to try it out and take a picture, but I'd be willing to bet if I paired it with pinks, it would look like more of a pink. I also bet you could get a really nice smoky shade with this. Like I mentioned, you could do some neutrals. I bet Golden Bridge would be a nice shade. It's like a nice yellow gold with a green tint that you'd be able to use that to create some neutral vibes as well. But even being a neutral lover, when I do want to dabble in color, this feels safe to me. It feels like I can do it. And with the first look that you saw, once I created the matte base, I almost had several options of lid shades. And that's something I know Angie talked about in her palette, is she was trying to think of shades that would work well together, where you wouldn't have to put too much thought into it. And I don't find myself to be a very creative person. I don't typically look at palettes and know like right away what looks I want to create, but I feel like Angie and Odens Eye did a great job with the layout and the color selection that I did feel comfortable putting some looks together, and overall I am very pleased with them. So I'm definitely glad that I got my hands on this palette. I do believe that I saw a restock. I will try and type the date in the description box if I can find it again, but I'm pretty sure they will have a restock. I don't know how many times they will restock this. I know Angie was saying in her initial video, I think I remember her saying that if it sold out pretty quickly, they would restock it, but if it was something that took a long time, they probably wouldn't. So this is going to be something where if you want to get it, you will want to jump on it during the next restock. But overall, I am very excited. Congratulations to Odens and Angie, and I'm just very inspired to do some more with this palette. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below, even though looks 1 and 3 looked very similar, like what do you think of the 3 looks? Could you recreate them? If you do, tag me over on Instagram. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.